Hi everyone. So I thought I'd do a quick video about Zylkene because after my recent post about Zylkene, I've got so many questions about how Zylkene works and just for a little bit more in-depth detail about Zylkene. So Zylkene is a natural calming supplement, and as I think I mentioned, there are so many calming supplements on the market. So how do we know which ones to choose? So for me, it's all about the active ingredients and whether the active ingredients actually have a neurobiological effect. So that means can they actually, or can I understand the effect that they have in the brain? And with Zylkene, that is definitely the case. So the active ingredient in Zylkene is alpha-casozepine, which is a milk protein. And it's a decapeptide, which means it's a protein that has like 10 sides. And the way that it's shaped means that it attaches to the GABA A receptor in the brain. And the GABA A receptor is responsible for causing a calming effect in the brain. So Zylkene is really, really great because it's super palatable. That means it's quite easy to give to both dogs and cats. We all know that cats can be quite tricky when it comes to taking medication. And the nice thing about the Zylkene capsules is you can open the capsules and sprinkle the Zylkene powder either over dry food or mix it into wet food, and it tastes quite kind of malty and is very palatable. So usually the animals just lap it right up. In terms of sizing and strength, so Zylkene comes in 3 different sizes. I have here the 75 milligram capsules, which is the smallest size. The next size up is 225 milligrams, and then we have 450 milligrams. According to the manufacturer guidelines, the 75 milligram capsules are good for cats and small dogs. The 225 milligrams are good for medium-sized dogs, and then the 450 milligrams is good for larger dogs. And they work on a 15 milligram per kilogram dose rate. In my experience, you can use much higher doses than this. And there's actually a paper that mentions using 35 milligrams per kilogram. So just over double the recommended manufacturer guidelines. And I would be very comfortable using Zylkene at higher doses, and I do in fact do that. One thing to note is that Zylkene is probably not effective in all animals. So I'd say from experience, perhaps 70 to 80% of animals respond really well to Zylkene. And it's best if it's given on a daily basis for a longer period. So it usually takes a couple of weeks to take effect. And I give Zylkene to my horse. So there's also an equine version of Zylkene. And for me, it took about 3 to 6 months before I noticed a real effect kicking in. So give it for a longer period of time to make sure that you're giving it enough time to actually show whether it's going to have an effect for that particular individual or not. And you can use it as a one-off before stressful events, but I haven't really seen it work very, very well as a one-off, perhaps before a vet visit or before a car ride. I think Zylkene is best given on a daily basis over a longer period of time. So that's about all I have for Zylkene. If you have any other questions, please let me know. There is quite a lot of research on Zylkene. So you can find on Google Scholar, if you type in Zylkene, there are a few papers that you can actually have a look at. So there's quite a lot of evidence base and research behind it, also from independent peer-reviewed papers. So yeah, Zylkene is one of my favorite go-to supplements to use. So I hope you found that useful, and please let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks.